Okay, so today's video is going to be about life in Avila Beach and why living here could feel like the absolute paradise and the best decision you've ever made. Or sometimes you might feel like you've moved into a tourist trap or a commercial fisherman's paradise. And then a little bit, we're going to chat about not taking the best parts of your life for granted. So I come to Avila Beach on a really regular basis. And as I've been preparing to do this video, I've realized like, oh my gosh, like how lucky am I? So aside from all the like life in Avila Beach and the real estate I'm going to talk about and the things to do here, just had to throw a quick reminder out there, like the most important, most beautiful parts of your life sometimes become inobvious to you. And I spend a fair amount of time over here in Avila, bringing my dogs to the dog beach and in the summertime, hanging out on the beaches, paddleboarding, swimming in the ocean. And it is incredible. Avila is, like I say, it can absolutely feel like total paradise. So in today's video, we're going to talk about a couple of neighborhoods here in town. Avila's a super small town, so talk about the real estate, it's not going to really going to end up feeling like the focal point, but just kind of like overall life. What's life like in Avila Beach? And it has a lot of different characters. Like just here now, this morning while I'm here, I'm out on Harford Pier right now, and feels very commercial fisherman and sailboat life. And then in the distance off here, we see the Cal Poly Pier, and then past that, the town of Avila Beach. And so in the summertime, it's just like warm and sunny, and a beach packed with people. Over here on Harford Pier, people just like crawling all over. And yeah, and then kind of a normal spring day right now, weekday. It's pretty dang quiet, except for the seals that you might be hearing in the distance. The seals are pretty loud. But, you know, kind of typical Thursday morning. High clouds, well, low clouds, I guess, but can be quite foggy. But it's beautiful out. Anyway, lots of different characters that you'll find here. Many days of the week, Avila Beach and the ocean can feel a little bit more like a lake, like a saltwater lake, because of the fact that there's this big jetty out here that stops the big swells and currents from coming in. And yeah, anyway, psyched to show you guys around Avila Beach today, and lots of different characters, lots of different hiking trails. We'll look at hiking trails, we'll look at some restaurants, we'll look at the real estate, and yeah, to see what we can get into. Hey, and before we get too far into this video, just want to introduce myself. If it's your first time to the channel, I'm Colin Broadwater with Platinum Properties. Heather Rhoda, my sister, will be joining me soon enough, and we have been working on just filming life and real estate all around San Luis Obispo County. So in a bit here you'll get to meet Heather, and if you have been here before, welcome back. Please like and subscribe, and back to the show. Okay, so we just left Harford Pier. You see out there in the distance on the left, and just for a sense of place there, Harford Pier sits within Port San Luis, and there's a little sign there behind that bush that says Harford Landing. So it's not just a pier, it's a whole port, whole bunch of stuff going on here. And then here is Fisherman's Beach, which is where you'll find the official kayak and stand-up paddleboard launch. You know you're in a good place when there's an official spot to launch your stand-up paddleboard. So this is a great place for going out for adventure on a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard, of course, parking your sailboat. And then also, this is also a really neat spot. You'll see a lot of folks out here doing some triathlon training. So great road running along the ocean here. Good cycling, of course, all around San Luis. But then what a great spot to jump in the water and get the swimming in that you need for any upcoming event that you might have. Anyway, a couple cool restaurants out there. There's one, Mercy's, I think, is the one out on the pier itself. Classic, like, fish and chips type place, and then one other restaurant within Port San Luis over there. Anyway, nothing super outstanding, but a super unique spot to hang out. And then up on the hillside over here, you can't quite see it, so I'll have to move in a minute, but right over here, great little camp spot, more of an RV site. And yes, the majority of this tour, of course, will be by skateboard. When Heather gets here, we might have to hop in the car a little bit. But anyway, cool little kind of seating area I never knew about until just now. Coming through here by foot and by wheel, just at the entrance of Port San Luis. So here's that RV campsite I just mentioned. Flying flags, Avila Beach, Port San Luis. And then just heads up, in case you didn't know, just beyond that is SLO Canyon power plant, way back there in the hills. A lot of privately owned land back here, or state land, I guess. Anyway, there is a nuclear power plant back up in here. Was set to be decommissioned, but turns out California needs power. So Avila is not being decommissioned, and oh, sorry. Totally got in someone's way just now. Anyway, so SLO Canyon is there. One more thing before we leave this area. I forgot to mention, if you're a history buff, there's a lot of history out in this area. So up beyond and on the other side of this hill here, there's an old lighthouse. And this used to be a big trading area, and some important war history going on back there as well. So yeah, look it up. I can't remember is it Harford? Is it just Harford Lighthouse again? Anyway, it's all been restored, and you can either take a shuttle out there or hike out there and take a tour at scheduled times. So pretty neat little spot. So if you're a history buff, check it out. So this is the Avila Dog Beach, and you know, this is part of why I was talking about in the beginning, like, to be grateful for what you have, you know? Like, I forget sometimes how incredible of a resource this is I have access to every day. You know, I'm here probably a couple days a week, and like, what a place to be able to just come and hang out with your dog, and then bring your stand-up paddleboard, go swimming. I mean, it's just epic. So, and straight up south facing right here. So this beach is literally just facing straight down south. And so sunny, 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 super soft sandy beach. High tide, the beach almost completely disappears. But anyway, great spot, and great reminder right now to stay grateful. It's a beautiful life here in SLO County. All right, we're getting closer to town. I know, this is a real estate video here, but there's just so much to see around here. I can't even get to town without making all these stops. So this is the Cal Poly Pier, is what I've always called it. It's actually like a research center. Cal Poly Research Center, Cal Poly Research Pier, whatever that sign said. Lots of history, like I said. If you want to understand some of the history of Avila Beach, here, just press pause and zoom in, and you can just read this little sign right here, all the way from 1867 when the town was established, all the way up to 2001 when the Cal Poly Research Center was created. And then there's the in-town pier, and we are almost there. So outside of peak season, this is what Avila looks like a lot of the time. Just super quiet, chill place. In the mornings, you're allowed to bring your dog off leash, and I think until like 9 or 10 in the morning. But then in summertime, like I said, it feels like a real tourist trap. Like you can see more people and umbrellas and pop-up tents, and you can see sand. Got volleyball court over here, basketball court over here on the left, and you know, even first thing in the morning, there's a junior lifeguards program my son did last year, and so the beach is filled with kids. So peak season, this is a very, very busy place. But the rest of the year, it's really just like this. And on the other side of the road over here, you have this event, kind of event center resort. And you know, I don't even know the name of this creek, actually. That's funny. Water flowing out of the big hills, this creek that comes in. I think maybe like it might be like Sea Canyon Creek to begin with, and then Avila Creek after that, I would assume. Anyway, fresh water for the dogs to get over here. And yeah, I mean, it's just, what could be more beautiful than this scene right here? Golf course in the distance. And then these guys with their canoes. This paddling club, you might be able to see those canoes there in the distance. And then the Bob Jones Trail is right there. So we're gonna hop on the Bob Jones Trail in a little bit. And the Bob Jones Trail will connect us back all the way over to San Luis and Sycamore Mineral Springs Resort and the Avila Barn, all these places that we'll get into a little later in the video. But right there, there's a little downtown and the real estate we got to get into. So let's finally get over there. Got to mention this nice little feature here where you can get the forecast for each day. Air temperature today is 60 degrees, surface 2 to 3 feet. Water temperature, it's cold, 55 degrees. I try, every time I come to the beach, I try to get in the water. I do not always succeed. But great way to help keep that immune system boosted on a regular basis, right? Get that short-term immunity boost from doing cold plunges. So the water gets cold here. 55 degrees, we're in spring. It's colder in the winter, warmer in the summer. Anyway, we're downtown. I think it's about time to start talking about some real estate. All right, so my big sister Heather finally made it. Heather.
Hey, Colin.
You joined us. What's cracking?
Well, I've been trying to run around and show property, but Colin wants me to like sit down in these chairs and pretend that I'm chill right now and talk about how cool Avila Beach is. But we don't have time to sit. We're busy. Some of y'all calling us about our YouTube videos and want to go out and see property, and we got to make that happen for you. So let's be quick, Colin. What do we need to know about Avila Beach?
Away we go.
So here we are in downtown Avila. We're walking away from the beach and towards the real estate. You've got all your little shops and restaurants behind me. If you want to be in this amazing downtown area of Avila Beach, your price point is going to start around 1.5 million, and all you're going to get for that is about a 1,500 square foot condo. No yard space, just some common area. And if you're looking for something more modern or a little larger, prices are just going to go right on up to millions of dollars. Colin is going to take you on a tour of San Luis Bay Estates later. You've got all kinds of variety in that neighborhood up in the hills, all kinds of different price points, but you'll also find some really amazing high-end rural real estate here in Avila Beach in the Bassi Ranch area, Sea Canyon. Those will also run you millions, but you can get acreage and still get this temperate climate and be within minutes of beautiful downtown here and the beach.
All right, Heather, well, that was a mouthful. And so before we get into more real estate, Heather and I are going to show you the coolest little spot. I just discovered this new spot over here called the Secret Garden at Mineral Springs. So
Sycamore
in between
Mineral Springs.
Oh yeah,
Sycamore.
By Sycamore Mineral Springs, this place called the Secret Garden. It's a really, really, really cool spot to grab a bite to eat. They do live music, all kinds of cool stuff that you'd never know is there until you happen to come across it. And then we'll take a quick look at the what's the farm called? Avila Farm.
The Avila Barn.
The Avila Barn, and I guess that'll do it. Then we'll get back into some more real estate stuff and wrap this thing up. But the test right now is to see from downtown who can get to Sycamore Mineral Springs faster. Me on a skateboard or Heather in a car.
But I have a 3-minute walk back to my car, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like Colin's cheating right now.
So it's man versus machine. You ready for this?
Yeah.
3, 2,
I'm
1.
not running to my car.
All right, so I mentioned the Bob Jones Trail at the start of the video, and here it is. It's a great little commuter pathway from the downtown area along the golf course and over towards San Luis Drive and 101, Sycamore Mineral Hot Springs, and Avila Barn. Anyway, super neat little commuter bike and hike and run trail. Bob Jones. So if you have the time, when you get off, if you want to like ride bikes for a little while and go to the beach and hang out, just when you get off the northernmost exit in Avila, then just turn off and then immediately make a left, and there's a parking area, and ride on out. Bob Jones. So I'm gonna follow this down. We're gonna run right into this secret garden. I don't think I'm gonna beat Heather. Oh, and hey, I learned something. I can't believe I didn't know this about what creek it is that flows along here and ends up back by that bridge earlier in the video. It's San Luis Creek. How I didn't know that, I have no idea, but crazy. I've been coming to Avila since I was in diapers, and I never realized that this is where San Luis Creek empties out into the ocean. So there it is. Learn something new every day.
Aloha, Colin. You made it. Took me 3 minutes to get to my car, 5 minutes to drive over here, and 3 minutes more to park and walk across the bridge. Took Colin 15 minutes to get here. We have the whole place to ourselves. Well, that's because they don't open until 11:30, but check this out. It's pretty beautiful. On the weekends, they have movie nights, they have live music. This place is really cool. And we just came across this little footbridge here from Sycamore Mineral Springs. It was about a 2-minute walk across. Clearly, though, a bicycle would be the most efficient way to get here from downtown. Only way I roll. Wait, I gotta switch handrails.
All right, so we lost Heather back to the real world of real estate. And here we are rolling into San Luis Bay Estates in the Avila Village, where there's a little athletic club, store. So we're right at the corner of Avila Beach Drive and San Luis Drive. And that's where you'll find San Luis Bay Estates, and it goes way up into the hills. Okay, so this is a gated community, and so I am going to stay on that outside of it. Beautiful, beautiful place, but big gate right there. So real estate here is incredible, such a neat place. So if you want to buy a condo, say 2-bed, 2-bath condo built in the 80s and 90s and needs some updating, plan on starting around the mid 800s, and then as you add some updating, you can go up to $1 million plus. And then from there, either an updated condo with 3 beds and 2 baths, more square footage, or just a regular single family residence, plan on starting around 1.2, and then depending on updates, on up from there. And then as you go on up into the hills and start getting some more view homes, larger, 2,500 square foot homes, add another bedroom, add some more amenities, then you're going to start squeaking up into the 2 millions. Pretty straightforward, really, when you think about it. And then you can spend as much as you want, all the way on up to like 6 million. I was going to say 600 million. You cannot spend 600 million. But so the price point here really varies. Within San Luis Estates, I don't think you're actually going to find a $6 million property, though I don't know, it might exist. but around this area for sure. But within San Luis Bay Estates also, if your budget is more down in the 6s and 7s, there are manufactured homes that you can purchase here for in the 6s. There are more modernized ones, move-in ready. I think one just recently sold for between $850 and $875. So that's available to you also. But overall, just it's a really, 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 really neat spot. Like this, like if you're looking for like paradise, you know, you want to live on the outskirts of San Luis proper or outside of Pismo Beach, not be too close into Avila because of all the tourists and things going on there. This is a really neat spot. You have the Bob Jones Trail is right here, so you can hop on the Bob Jones Trail on your bike and be at the beach in 10 minutes. The Sycamore Mineral Springs Resort is right down the way. The Secret Garden that we were just at, right there. It's a really, really, really great spot. And so yeah, I think we're about done with this video after this. All right, so proper wrap up here. I made it back to the Secret Garden and got a wood-fired pizza and a beer. And wanted to follow up on a couple of things that I meant to mention during the actual tour. A couple little lesser known areas. One is Smuggler's Cave. Go check out Smuggler's Cave. There's two ways to get there. One, you can park over at Shell Beach. If you take the second exit, if you're going south, take the second exit to Avila Beach, and then take a right and a quick left, and then drive up that frontage road along 101, then take a right, and just follow that all the way out until it ends. And there's a little kind of paved trail and boardwalk that turns into like a dirt road, and then drops over towards Pirates Cove, which is actually a clothing optional beach. I don't think it's used that way so much anymore, but be aware, Pirates Cove is clothing optional. But if you skirt around that and then drop down the other side of the beach, there's this cool rock formation. There's some big caves over there, and it's a really neat spot. And speaking of hiking trails, I'm here in the Sycamore Mineral Springs. I understand that behind Sycamore Mineral Springs, there's actually some really neat hiking trails that I myself have never been on. Anyway, come on out to the Secret Garden. This is one of the neatest places that I never knew existed in SLO County. And yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed the tour of Avila Beach here. And again, I'm sure I didn't touch on everything. So if you have a specific question, reach out anytime. We have a relocation guide that we'll put in the description below. And yeah, reach out to us anytime. We love hearing from people talking real estate in San Luis Obispo. And we'll see you in the next video.